Hello. Welcome to this special historical program that takes you on a journey into the extraordinary life of Queen Hatshepsut, one of the most remarkable rulers of ancient Egypt. If you are seeking a historical story that immerses you in awe, reflection, and wonder, guiding you through the grandeur and complexity of one of the most fascinating civilizations of the ancient world, then you have come to the right place. Before we begin our journey back in time, I would like to know where you are listening from and what time it is for you. You are invited to share your thoughts and greetings. And if you enjoy educational content that combines history, culture, and inspiration, make sure to subscribe so you do not miss any episodes. Hatshepsut was born into the royal family of the 18th dynasty of Egypt. From an early age, she displayed intelligence, ambition, and a unique presence that distinguished her among her peers. Egypt at the time was a powerful and prosperous civilization, with grand temples, sprawling cities, and a complex system of administration. Yet, the role of a woman ascending to full rulership was unprecedented, making her story all the more remarkable. She began her path to power initially as regent for her stepson Thutmose III, a young king too young to rule alone. But her vision, political acumen, and strategic foresight allowed her to consolidate power and assume the full responsibilities of Pharaoh. Unlike other rulers who relied solely on traditional displays of might, Shepsut combined diplomacy, religious legitimacy, and monumental architecture to solidify her rule. She commissioned obelisks, temples, and statues, embedding her image and authority throughout the land. During her reign, Egypt experienced stability, economic growth, and cultural flourishing. Trade expeditions were sent to Punt, bringing exotic goods, precious resins, ivory, and rare animals. Mines in Nubia and Sinai provided gold, copper, and precious stones, which were carefully managed under her administration. This wealth allowed Hatshepsut to fund her ambitious building projects, creating structures that would inspire awe for millennia. The temples and monuments she commissioned were not only symbols of power but also masterpieces of design, art, and engineering. At Deir el-Bahari, the famous mortuary temple stands in terraces against the cliffs of the Theban mountains, integrating natural landscapes with meticulously planned architecture. Colossal statues of Shepsut, sometimes depicted in traditional male pharaoh attire, projected authority and divine sanction, asserting her legitimacy as ruler. Her artistic and architectural legacy was remarkable. She introduced innovative designs that harmonized symmetry, perspective, and spiritual symbolism. The halls of her temples were decorated with intricate reliefs depicting her divine birth, coronation, and accomplishments, ensuring that future generations would remember her contributions to Egypt's glory. Religious rituals were central to her rule, and she portrayed herself as the chosen daughter of Ammonius, blending political power with spiritual authority. Hatshepsut's reign challenges conventional narratives of gender in leadership, illustrating how vision, intelligence, and courage can redefine societal expectations. She navigated court politics with deft skill, balancing relationships with powerful priests, military leaders, and foreign dignitaries. Every decision she made, from trade agreements to the commissioning of monumental works, demonstrated a profound understanding of governance and legacy. Imagine the morning sun casting golden light over the terraces of her temple. You can see the bustling workers constructing monumental stone structures, artisans carving statues, and priests performing sacred rites. Along the Nile, boats carry goods from distant lands, while farmers tend the fertile fields, sustaining the wealth and stability of the kingdom. Amidst this scene, Hatshepsut stands on the temple terrace, surveying her realm with a sense of vision and authority that few rulers have ever possessed. Her story resonates through the ages as a testament to innovation, leadership, and determination. The monuments she left behind remain among the most extraordinary in human history, not only as architectural achievements but as enduring symbols of a woman who defied conventions and became one of the greatest pharaohs Egypt ever knew. Her life, her reign, and her monumental legacy continue to inspire historians, archaeologists, and anyone fascinated by the power and creativity of the ancient world. Through this episode, we have only begun to glimpse the life of Hatshepsut. The story ahead will take us deeper into her rise to power, her governance strategies, her diplomatic endeavors, and the artistic and architectural wonders that defined her reign. Join us as we uncover the world of a queen whose ambition, intellect, and vision transformed Egypt forever. Queen Hatshepsut's rise to power was unprecedented in the history of ancient Egypt. As a woman assuming the full authority of Pharaoh, she faced both challenges and opportunities that required intelligence, strategy, and political acumen. She governed not only with the legitimacy conferred by her royal lineage but also through a careful combination of diplomacy, religious symbolism, and monumental works that projected her authority throughout the land. Her governance emphasized stability, economic growth, and cultural flourishing. Hatshepsut understood that a prosperous state depended on secure trade, fertile agriculture, and the loyalty of her people. She maintained strong ties with the priesthood, ensuring religious support by presenting herself as the chosen daughter of Ammonius, blending divine authority with political leadership. At the same time, she strengthened Egypt's economy through trade expeditions to distant lands such as Punt, acquiring gold, ivory, exotic animals, and precious resins that enriched the kingdom. Hatshepsut's administrative skills extended to large-scale infrastructure projects. She improved irrigation systems along the Nile, supervised construction of roads and canals, and commissioned storage facilities to support agricultural surpluses. This foresight not only strengthened Egypt's internal stability but also enhanced its capacity to trade and interact with neighboring civilizations. Her power was also manifested in the grand architectural projects that have become symbols of her reign. She commissioned the construction of her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari, a masterpiece of terraces, colonnades, and shrines that reflected both religious devotion and political authority. By integrating art, architecture, and symbolism, she communicated her rule to all who approached these sacred spaces. Colossal statues and intricate reliefs celebrated her achievements, projecting the image of a ruler both mighty and wise. Despite her extraordinary accomplishments, Hatshepsut navigated the delicate balance of power carefully. She maintained loyalty among military commanders, court officials, and foreign diplomats while avoiding direct confrontation with factions resistant to a female pharaoh. Her reign demonstrated that leadership depended not only on authority but on vision, negotiation, and the ability to inspire confidence among both her subjects and her allies. Imagine the scene: Hatshepsut overseeing the administrative center of Thebes, advisors presenting reports of trade and harvest, workers coordinating the transport of resources, and scribes recording every detail of governance. Her presence alone instilled order, respect, and a sense of purpose in all who served the kingdom. This combination of intelligence, strategy, and foresight ensured that her rule was both prosperous and enduring. Queen Hatshepsut's governance serves as a remarkable example of leadership that transcended conventional expectations of her time. Through political skill, religious legitimacy, and visionary planning, she solidified her authority, leaving a legacy of effective and enlightened rule that continues to inspire historians and scholars to this day. One of the most remarkable aspects of Queen Hatshepsut's reign was her visionary approach to architecture and art. Her monumental projects were not merely displays of wealth or power. They were carefully designed symbols of authority, spirituality, and continuity. She understood that grand structures could communicate her reign to both her subjects and the divine, ensuring her legacy would endure across generations. The crown jewel of her architectural achievements was the mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari. Nestled against the cliffs of the Theban mountains, the temple rises in terraced layers, harmonizing natural landscapes with meticulous human design. Each terrace contains colonnades, shrines, and ceremonial spaces, all adorned with intricate reliefs that narrate her divine birth, ascension to the throne, and her accomplishments as a ruler. The temple served as both a place of worship and a lasting testament to her vision. Art was a crucial component of her legacy. Shepsut commissioned colossal statues, often depicted in the traditional regalia of a male pharaoh, projecting authority while subtly challenging gender norms. Intricate wall carvings illustrated her expeditions to Punt, trade missions, and diplomatic achievements, ensuring that her reign was immortalized in stone. The interplay of symbolism, religion, and political narrative in these artworks exemplifies her sophisticated understanding of communication and propaganda. Her influence extended beyond Deir el-Bahari. She oversaw the construction of obelisks, ceremonial halls, and temples throughout Egypt, ensuring that her name and image were ubiquitous. The alignment of her structures with celestial events demonstrated her knowledge of astronomy and its importance in religious and state rituals. Every architectural choice, from the scale of the terraces to the placement of statues, reflected her calculated vision of leadership and divine legitimacy. Walking through her mortuary temple, one can imagine priests performing sacred rites, artisans meticulously carving hieroglyphs, and visitors in awe of the grandeur around them. Hatshepsut's image gazes down from colossal statues, a silent reminder of her power and the enduring presence of her reign. The combination of art, architecture, and symbolic messaging made her one of the most innovative and memorable rulers in Egyptian history. Even today, Hatshepsut's monuments inspire admiration. Historians, archaeologists, and visitors marvel at the sophistication of her constructions and the boldness of her rule. Her ability to integrate governance, art, and spirituality into a cohesive legacy demonstrates the depth of her intellect and vision. The temples she left behind are not merely relics of the past. They are living testimonies to a ruler who transformed Egypt, leaving a mark that endures for millennia. Queen Hatshepsut's reign was defined not only by monumental architecture, but also by her skillful leadership and diplomatic acumen. She ruled Egypt during a period of both opportunity and challenge, navigating the complexities of court politics, trade relations, and foreign diplomacy with remarkable intelligence and foresight. Her leadership style was characterized by careful planning, collaboration with advisors, and strategic delegation. Hatshepsut ensured that her administration was efficient, with officials overseeing agriculture, trade, taxation, and regional governance. Her policies strengthened the kingdom's internal stability, while fostering loyalty and cooperation among her subjects. She recognized that the prosperity of Egypt depended on the balance between authority and consensus, tradition and innovation. Diplomacy played a crucial role in her rule. She sent missions to distant lands, such as Punt, establishing trade routes that brought wealth, exotic goods, and diplomatic recognition. These expeditions not only enriched the economy but also strengthened Egypt's influence in the broader region. Her correspondence with foreign leaders and careful management of alliances demonstrated an understanding of power that extended far beyond Egypt's borders. Hatshepsut's reign also featured remarkable achievements in infrastructure and administration. She oversaw the construction of canals to improve transportation and irrigation systems that increased agricultural productivity. Storage facilities were expanded to safeguard resources, while military forces were maintained to ensure security and deter potential threats. Every initiative reflected her strategic vision, combining practicality with long-term planning. Her ability to assert authority while maintaining the support of priests, officials, and the military allowed her to navigate the challenges of being a female pharaoh in a male-dominated hierarchy. By adopting symbols of traditional pharaonic power and simultaneously emphasizing her divine legitimacy as the chosen daughter of Ammonius, she projected authority that few could challenge. Imagine Hatshepsut observing the bustling court of Thebes. Advisors presenting trade reports, scribes recording tax collections, soldiers preparing for border patrols, and merchants coordinating imports and exports. Her presence instills order and purpose, demonstrating a ruler whose influence shaped every aspect of Egyptian society. The combination of governance, diplomacy, and visionary planning ensured that her reign was prosperous, stable, and historically unforgettable. Through her leadership, Hatshepsut not only preserved Egypt's prosperity but expanded its influence, creating a model of governance that integrated politics, religion, economy, and culture. Her legacy is a testament to the power of vision, intelligence, and courage, proving that leadership transcends gender and that an enlightened ruler can shape the destiny of a civilization. Queen Hatshepsut's reign was not only a period of architectural splendor and political ingenuity, but also a time of meaningful achievements that directly benefited Egyptian society. She understood that the strength of her kingdom depended on the prosperity and well-being of her people, and she implemented policies and projects that enhanced daily life and ensured the stability of her empire. Agriculture thrived under her rule, thanks to improvements in irrigation systems along the Nile. Canals and reservoirs allowed farmers to cultivate more land, increase yields, and store surplus crops for times of scarcity. Her administration promoted the fair collection of taxes and the equitable distribution of resources, helping communities prosper while maintaining loyalty to the crown. Trade and commerce flourished as well. Hatshepsut sent expeditions to Punt and other distant lands, bringing back exotic goods such as myrrh, ivory, gold, and rare animals. These riches not only contributed to Egypt's wealth but also enriched cultural and religious life, providing materials for art, temple construction, and ceremonial offerings. Through trade, Egypt strengthened ties with neighboring regions, expanding its influence and securing its place in the ancient world. Education and the arts were another cornerstone of her achievements. By commissioning temples, reliefs, and inscriptions, she fostered a culture of learning, creativity, and devotion. Craftsmen, scribes, and artisans gained opportunities to practice and refine their skills, leaving behind masterpieces that continue to awe historians and visitors alike. Her reign demonstrated that effective leadership involved nurturing talent and encouraging cultural expression, alongside political and military strategy. Hatshepsut also prioritized religious legitimacy as a pillar of her rule. By portraying herself as the divine daughter of Ammonius, she intertwined spiritual authority with governance, reinforcing her position as a ruler both respected and revered. Ceremonies, rituals, and temple dedications strengthened the social fabric and created a sense of unity among Egyptians, ensuring that her reign was remembered with reverence and admiration. Imagine the bustling life of Thebes under her rule. Farmers tending fertile fields along the Nile, merchants trading precious goods, priests conducting sacred ceremonies in majestic temples, and artisans carving intricate hieroglyphs and statues. Overseeing it all, Hatshepsut maintained a careful balance between authority and service, ensuring that her people flourished while her power remained secure. Her legacy endures in the monuments, temples, and inscriptions that survive to this day. Hatshepsut's reign exemplifies visionary leadership that integrates governance, culture, religion, and social welfare. Through her achievements, she secured a lasting legacy that continues to inspire generations, proving that a ruler's vision, wisdom, and dedication can shape the destiny of a civilization and leave an indelible mark on history. While Queen Hatshepsut's reign was marked by remarkable achievements and monumental projects, it was not without its challenges. As a female ruler in a predominantly male pharaonic system, she faced skepticism and opposition from some members of the court and elite factions. Yet, her intelligence, strategic vision, and ability to build alliances allowed her to navigate these difficulties with resilience and poise. Her approach combined political skill, diplomacy, and the careful use of symbolism. By portraying herself in traditional male pharaonic attire and emphasizing her divine legitimacy as the daughter of Ammonius, she asserted her authority while earning the respect of priests, military leaders, and officials. This careful balancing act allowed her to maintain power, even when others questioned a woman's role as the ultimate ruler of Egypt. Hatshepsut's challenges extended beyond court politics. Maintaining Egypt's prosperity required vigilance over trade, agriculture, and foreign relations. Expeditions to Punt, mining operations in Nubia, and large-scale construction projects demanded organization and oversight. Her ability to manage these complex operations reflected her extraordinary administrative talent and unwavering dedication to the well-being of her kingdom. Despite her remarkable accomplishments, Hatshepsut's legacy faced attempts at erasure after her death. Thutmose III, her stepson and successor, later ordered the removal of her images and inscriptions from many monuments. Yet, modern archaeology and historical research have restored her story, revealing the enduring significance of her reign. The temples, statues, and inscriptions that survived continue to testify to her innovation, leadership, and vision. Imagine the final years of her reign. Hatshepsut walking through her mortuary temple terraces, observing priests performing ceremonies, workers completing construction projects, and the Nile glistening in the afternoon sunlight. Even as challenges arose, her presence instilled order, inspiration, and purpose throughout the kingdom. Her resilience ensured that Egypt remained prosperous and culturally vibrant until the end of her life. Hatshepsut's story reminds us that leadership requires not only vision and authority, but also courage and adaptability. She overcame societal constraints, managed complex political and economic systems, and left a legacy that defied attempts at suppression. Through her life, she demonstrated that determination, intellect, and strategic foresight can secure a ruler's influence and impact for generations to come. Today, historians, archaeologists, and visitors from around the world continue to marvel at her accomplishments. Hatshepsut's reign stands as a testament to the enduring power of vision, the resilience of leadership, and the timeless inspiration of a ruler who transformed Egypt and left an indelible mark on human history. The legacy of Queen Hatshepsut extends far beyond the stone terraces and temples she commissioned during her reign. She stands as a symbol of vision, intelligence, and extraordinary leadership in ancient Egypt, a ruler who defied conventions, broke barriers, and left an indelible mark on history. Her achievements continue to inspire scholars, historians, and visitors around the world, highlighting the enduring impact of her reign on both culture and governance. Her architectural legacy, especially the mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari, remains one of the most iconic and studied monuments of ancient Egypt. It exemplifies not only the grandeur and technical sophistication of Egyptian architecture, but also the integration of art, religion, and politics. The terraces, colonnades, and statues of Shepsut communicate a story of power, piety, and creativity that has survived millennia. Each carved relief and inscription offers a glimpse into her life, her divine legitimacy, and her contributions to Egypt's prosperity. Beyond architecture, Hatshepsut's reign demonstrated the possibilities of leadership that transcend gender. She ruled with authority, intelligence, and foresight, establishing trade networks, improving agriculture, and maintaining political stability. Her ability to navigate court politics, inspire loyalty, and promote cultural and economic growth set a standard for rulers who followed. Despite attempts by later pharaohs to erase her memory, the recovery of her story by modern archaeology ensures that her influence remains visible and celebrated. Hatshepsut also transformed how women could be perceived in positions of power. Her depiction in male pharaonic regalia was not just a symbolic assertion of authority. It challenged societal norms and expanded the perception of what leadership could be. She became a precedent for female agency and ambition in an era where power was almost exclusively male. Her life encourages us to reconsider assumptions about leadership, gender, and legacy, offering lessons that remain relevant today. Imagine the lasting scene of her legacy. Tourists and scholars walking through the terraces of Deir el-Bahari, observing the colossal statues, the finely carved reliefs, and the temples bathed in sunlight. They witness not just stone and art, but the vision of a queen whose intellect, courage, and ambition shaped an empire. The story of Hatshepsut is preserved in every wall, every monument, and every artifact she touched, reminding the world that true leadership combines creativity, wisdom, and resilience. In conclusion, Hatshepsut's historical impact is profound. She expanded Egypt's economic and cultural horizons, commissioned iconic works of art and architecture, and demonstrated that leadership can defy expectations and endure through centuries. Her reign remains a powerful example of how vision and determination can leave a legacy that echoes across time, inspiring generations long after a ruler has passed. Hatshepsut's story is not just a chapter in Egyptian history. It is a timeless testament to human ambition, creativity, and the transformative power of leadership. Queen Hatshepsut's life offers timeless lessons for leaders, scholars, and anyone seeking inspiration from history. Her story is not only about monumental achievements, temples, and statues. It is about vision, courage, and the ability to defy expectations to achieve extraordinary goals. By reflecting on her reign, we can understand the qualities that made her one of the most remarkable rulers in history. One key lesson from Hatshepsut's life is the power of resilience. She faced societal skepticism and challenges as a female ruler in a male-dominated hierarchy. Yet, she persevered, using strategy, diplomacy, and symbolic authority to maintain her rule. Her example demonstrates that obstacles can be overcome with intelligence, careful planning, and unwavering determination. Another important lesson is the integration of vision and action. Hatshepsut's leadership combined political acumen with cultural, economic, and religious initiatives. She did not rely solely on authority. She actively invested in projects that strengthened her society, from agricultural improvements and trade missions to monumental architecture and the promotion of art and learning. Her reign shows that visionary leadership requires both imagination and practical execution. Her story also emphasizes the significance of legacy. Hatshepsut understood that leadership is not temporary. It is measured by the lasting impact on society, culture, and history. By commissioning temples, statues, and inscriptions, she ensured that her contributions would be remembered for generations. Even centuries later, modern scholars, historians, and visitors continue to admire her achievements, highlighting the enduring influence of her decisions and foresight. Reflecting on Hatshepsut's life encourages us to reconsider assumptions about leadership, gender, and creativity. She demonstrates that authority is not confined to tradition or expectation, but can be shaped by vision, courage, and the ability to inspire others. Her example reminds us that true leadership leaves a positive and enduring mark on the world. Imagine standing on the terraces of Deir el-Bahari, looking out over the Nile, the temples, and the statues that celebrate her reign. You feel the magnitude of her accomplishments, the precision of her planning, and the strength of her character. Hatshepsut's story teaches us that leadership is about more than power. It is about responsibility, creativity, and the determination to leave a lasting legacy. In conclusion, the life of Queen Hatshepsut is a source of inspiration, not only for historians but for anyone seeking to understand the qualities of exceptional leadership. Her reign exemplifies resilience, innovation, and vision, demonstrating that one person's determination and intellect can shape the destiny of an entire civilization. Her story continues to guide, inspire, and teach lessons that remain relevant across time, offering a timeless example of what it means to lead with courage and wisdom. As we conclude our journey through the life and reign of Queen Hatshepsut, we are reminded of the extraordinary vision, courage, and intelligence that defined her time on the throne. She was not merely a ruler of Egypt. She was a trailblazer who reshaped expectations, demonstrating that leadership is defined by vision, resilience, and the ability to inspire others. Hatshepsut's reign was remarkable for its stability, prosperity, and cultural achievements. Through careful governance, she strengthened Egypt's economy, maintained political balance, and expanded trade networks to distant lands. Her administrative skills ensured that agriculture, taxation, and regional governance were managed efficiently, creating a thriving society that benefited her people for generations. Beyond politics, her architectural and artistic legacy remains unparalleled. The mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari, her statues, obelisks, and monuments are testaments to her creativity, foresight, and desire to communicate her authority and vision to the world. These works of art and architecture continue to inspire awe, reminding us of her ingenuity and dedication to her people and culture. Hatshepsut's story also teaches lessons in leadership that remain relevant today. She demonstrates that resilience in the face of societal expectations, the integration of vision with action, and the nurturing of cultural, economic, and spiritual life are the hallmarks of effective rule. Her ability to balance diplomacy, governance, and religious authority illustrates the complexities of leadership and the foresight required to maintain a lasting legacy. Even centuries after her reign, her influence persists. Modern archaeology and historical research have restored her story, revealing a ruler whose accomplishments surpass time. Hatshepsut's life reminds us that true greatness is measured not only by power but by the enduring impact one leaves on society, culture, and human history. Imagine standing at the top of Deir el-Bahari, the terraces illuminated by golden sunlight, the Nile stretching beyond, and statues of Hatshepsut gazing over the land she governed. Her vision, courage, and intellect are palpable in every stone and relief. This is the legacy of a queen who transformed Egypt and continues to inspire generations around the world. In conclusion, Queen Hatshepsut's reign is a timeless example of what leadership, vision, and determination can achieve. Her life reminds us that with courage, wisdom, and perseverance, one can shape the destiny of a civilization and leave an enduring legacy that echoes across millennia. Her story will continue to teach, inspire, and guide those who seek to understand the power of ambition, intellect, and leadership.